So rolling into stage 2, we've got a little bit of a tricky start zone. You kind of want to make sure you angle yourself as best you can ahead of time. So I've just overshot that a little bit, but I'd probably want to be pointed pretty much square on there because you want to be able to then get the car around this the left-hand bale, and then point it up to that next bale. So on both bales, you just want to be just on the right, then you get to the top of the hill. So kicking off, basically an immediate left, just point it, get the power on, and then point it to the right of that next bale. Again, you can cut through this little section here, no worries, we have it marked with a bale. Right at this next bale, and then left into this tight little chicane around the rocks. So if you take it like that, just minimize the amount of turning you're doing, you'll actually get a pretty good time through there. If you're constantly turning, it's a little bit chaotic. Long left over the hill, a right flick as we come down towards the town. There's a little bit of a bump there on the left, just be careful of that. Right as we come in towards the field, and you're effectively braking here quite heavily into this little kink in the, or sharp right I guess, and then another left. We then head up towards the crest. So you want to basically get the car left as we come through here past this debris, and then back towards the right, so you're getting over this turn here and back around as we come over that crest. You get a lot of air there in the rally car, so just be careful. Again, little tiny left over the crest. This one's deceptive. At the start of the rocks, you want to have your braking done and left around so you don't hit that wall on the outside. Really bad little off camber right here, a bit tricky. Down the hill, back to the left again, and then right around this rock here. Quick little flick. Closer you can get to the rock, the better. In this tight little left-hander here through the walls. We then go through a dip in the creek, and then you want to keep left as much as you can over this awkward little thing there, through checkpoint 1, into a simple square right, and a couple of left flick and a right flick as we head back in towards one of those walled intersections. So you kind of want to wash off the speed a little bit and get it going again. You don't want to carry too much speed in case you slide into the wall. And then we head through this another little ravine section here. Nice and simple start, and then you head into a bit of a right here. There's a bit more rocks on the outside. And then we get into these sections. These is where it gets really tricky. So essentially, you just want to straight line it across the front of it and take the bumps. There's nothing to cut there. All good to go. Same again. We get across here. Really little tight right here. Yeah, the off-road's going to roll on me. The rally car's a bit more forgiving in that sense, ironically. Again, cut across through there as much as you can. Straight line the chicane. Ride the bumps. Same thing here, it's nice and tight on the inside. You do have to be a little bit careful through here, just not to flip the car a little bit. So you want to straight line as much as you can, and then back out the far side here again through the rocks and left over the crest. This section is really deceptive. You don't see it coming up much as you come over this crest into another tight, tall walled section here. We've got basically a hairpin right where we double back on ourselves. Back up the hill here. This one here is a bit tricky. It's tempting to cut, but you can't. Got to go around the hay bale, avoid the walls on the outside. It's not as bad as it looks when you get there. Again, right here, cut in by the rocks. Left again, right again. Nice and simple. And then we go left. So this one's a bit deceptive, tight, but you've got to go around this inside wall. If you cut it too much, it's obviously going to flip your car nicely. We then have basically what's a square right through the back here. Take this one as wide as you can onto the streets through checkpoint 2. Then we enter through this sort of ladder section. Lurch has actually described it as an intestine system as you loop back and forth. Tight left there. Pretty open streets, but you just don't want to line yourself up too close to the walls, and you don't want to cut the walls too much either. They will hurt. Again, keep yourself left on turn in. Right, carry the speed, floor it. And again, we've got another kink, then into an acute, because this side of town's a little bit angled. So you want to get the braking done, because it is still pretty tight. Flick right, get the car right, tight on the entrance, power back on, and out the other side. Pushing down the far end now. Want to brake, get the car turned, through this little flick here like that. Exactly the line you want to take, just a rally car. And then right again here, as we pass through the mansion. I'm sure plenty of us have played ops here on Anizay before and raided that compound. It's a really awkward tight right. You can see there the road car just wanted to slide right. This little gravel texture is a bit slipperier than the road texture, so just keep that in mind throughout the rally. Then come up to an acute left at the end of this straight. Big dip on the outside for if you go wide, so just watch that. Again, over the crest here. You will get a bit more speed up through here in the rally car, so just keep that in mind. Now we want to aim for the right of that, that hay bale. Sorry, aim to hit the right across the hay bale, I should say. Again, left here, just be careful. You can throw the car out and unsettle it a little bit there if you cut that too much. And then as we come into town here, pick your marker, use that post. There's the checkpoint, aim towards that, run wide. Ooh, see? That's where it's tricky. So you want to get more turning done than I just did then. Aim to get as left as you can. That'll set you up well for this next bit here. A little bit of braking down the hill, flick through, and then again, we cut across here. Just be careful of the body roll you get. It'll upset the car. And then this last one's a bit tighter. And then we hit this one. Here's where it gets tricky. You'll notice hay bale there on the right. There isn't a hay bale here on the left, but it's a little bit self-punishing with that dip. And you can pretty much take this little bit here as however you want. You just can't cut around the cut past the rock. Obviously, you got to go around the hay bale here. Back onto it, we head up a bit of a steeper climb here, so there will be a little bit more speed. So weird, sort of awkward little right and awkward left here. Again, there's no markers. You can cut them up to the rocks. No worries. Same again here. And then up the hill we go. So look at the hay bale. It'll almost disappear from view, but you want to just make sure the car is in line with that, so that you can pop over this crest, tiny little right into a left up the hill. Again, we're watching the hay bale here. This time it does go right a fair bit more. So we want to aim basically for those trees on the far side of the hill, no worries. And down we go into the last centre of the section here. So we can take a small cut here, watch the hay bale. And then here again, cut as much as you can past the rocks, watch the second one. It's a little bit deceptive. You can see there if I got tripped up in the off-road. Right then left. It's just about trying to keep as much speed as you can without crashing. The last real corner of the stage, really tight little right into a left through the rocks, back onto a right. You can really damage yourself if you run wide there. And a short little sprint to the stage 2 finish. Once you've got some speed off, it's a sharp little left and then a right into the 10. So no worries there. Now, it's only a little short run down to the next stage. So you've got your media zone next up. I promise you the rally car does fit under that. The road car is a bit less convincing. You got a service there on the left, of course, and we head down towards stage 3.